We're here today at the New College Public Archaeology Lab. It's Friday, the end of our first week. We have Jean who's going to be explaining to Professor Rosin Howard how we do lab work. Jean, take it away.
Hi. So this is actually a really straightforward process of washing what came out of the ground. It got a rough rinse back in February, but we did not clean it. So what you have here is some of Uzi's favorite rocks and some shell. This is some architecture, a nice little buckle, and some beautiful ceramics. For the ceramics, what's most important are these paste edges that we need to have clean so that I can identify them. And then over here we have bone, more bone, and metal. And we dry brush these because bone can't get wet and dry, and metal just continues to rust. So it's a pretty straightforward process. They need to spread out on the tray to dry once they're wet. We have plenty of trays, we have plenty of space. Don't feel like you have to be a space miser, please. This helps you not lose the little bits in the bottom of your tray when it's dirty. Other than that, you have a wet brush and a dry brush. And that's washing artifacts.
Okay.
Just get the dirt off.
One to be wet and one to be dry.
Your choice, which. They're not assigned. Although there was a point when some people couldn't remember the difference, and I took all of the toothbrushes and put black electrical tape on the dry ones. So, we haven't had to do that yet. But do you have any questions?
Can you demonstrate washing, what you would do exactly?
Absolutely. Let's start with something people like to see, which is ceramics. We're attempting to social distance as best we can, but it's a small space. So they're not delicate, they won't get hurt. And you just, if you wouldn't do it to your teeth, don't do it to the ceramic. Or the glass.
Nice analogy, Jean. Thank you so much.
Anytime, Uzi. I'm good at those. So we just try to, get as much of the gook off as we can. Give it a nice good, I'm going to retire to be a walrus toothbrusher. I think this qualifies me. And then, just over the surface a little, and then that one's good to go.
We make sure we keep them on the brown paper and group them by the types.
As much as we can.
So like one tray will be wet and one tray will be the dry.
If you have a small context, you can do both wet and dry on one tray.
Okay.
For dry brushing, bone is really fragile. So I usually hold it just by 2 fingers, maybe a third one for balance, and just lightly go over. And you'll see the dirt just keep coming off.
And the best part of this is no one has really looked closely at this for like 200 years. So
Yeah.
if you see something that kind of catches your attention, please let everyone know with excitement.
Okay.
We can put it under my little toy of a microscope and look at it all real big.
Okay. Now the bone, have you identified what the bone is from? Are they various animals, or can you tell if it's human bone in there?
There are no human
There
bones.
are no human remains
Okay.
in here.
No human bones at all.
There's nothing that's even close enough to be big enough to be a human.
Okay, very good.
I'm kind of wondering if there's even a deer in here because I haven't seen long bones like that.
It's mostly cattle, pigs, some bird bones,
A lot of
fish
fish.
bones,
A
lots
lot
of
of fish.
Yep.
Okay.
If you're looking at a bone and it looks weird and you're like, I don't have anything in my body that looks like this, it's a fish face. Because mammals all look relatively alike, whether you're a 2-leg walker or a 4-leg walker. We have a lot of similarities. Fish are weird.
Okay, very good.
But that's kind of the basic process. I try to do the things that are going to make the dirty, like the least amount of dirt in the water, so like glass and ceramics, and maybe this little wire, and then save the architecture for last.
Okay.
This will make the water. That's going to make your water very muddy.
Okay.
And as Serena says, it's like washing dishes at home. You do your glasses first.
Exactly.
And
You
the
know.
pans last.
Right.
Same
I don't
process.
want my water glass washed after the thing that I fried my coconut shrimp in.
Right.
That sounds good.
So that's pretty much the long and short of washing.
Okay.
Thank you so much for that, Jean. For those who want to volunteer, this is the first order of research for us, to just clean and dry and make sure we see what these objects look like. So thank you all for listening.
Hang on. Tune in later. We might have a special ceramic to show you.